I'm Deb Floros. This is another episode of a Beadaholique live class. I welcome you all in. I hope you're all having a fabulous day so far. Oh my gosh, we are officially in fall. So, yeah, it's fall. We talked last week about being fall ready for jewelry making. So if you missed out on that show, you can go to beadaholique.com/live and check out that show on replay. And you can find all kinds of fun fall jewelry making ideas. If you're out there, tell me who's there, who's watching, tell me where you're watching from. I'm excited to see who's here today. Welcome, welcome everybody. It is September 23rd. We are officially in fall, so I'm excited, but I don't really feel like fall is happening yet for me. Where I am in Arizona, it's going to be 97 degrees today, so I'm still feeling flowers, and yeah, I've got flowers blooming in my yard, so I don't know, but I am inspired by fall and fall foliage and that kind of thing. I'm seeing people joining now. Let's see who's here. Connie is here from Minnesota. Hi, Connie. Myra is here from California. Susan J is here from sunny Seattle. I'm so glad you're getting some sun. Hi, Brian. Brian's here to help out today. Welcome, Brian. We haven't hung out before, so I'm glad to see you here. Tanya is here. And let's see who else. Hazel. Janet K from Northeast Texas. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you for being here. So we've got some fun things planned for today, but I need to remind everybody of a few things. So first of all, you probably know Beadaholique is closing its doors. We're very sad about that, but I don't like to think about it because we just want to keep enjoying ourselves and having some fun until we can't anymore. So the cool thing is we are still continuing these lives, and if you want to take advantage of the closing sale, everything is 40% off. Like everything, like all of it, all the things. So I don't want you to miss out on that. So it's 40% off. You don't need a coupon code. You don't need anything fancy. You just go to beadaholique.com, put things in your shopping cart, and it's all 40% off. So that's how it works. I'm seeing some more people join. Kathleen from Florida, Santa Barbara girl. Hello, hello. And Janet K says, by the time I get the notification that you're on, you've already started. I don't know how these things work, Janet. I think that it's just timing of how things flow in the internet. So I'm sorry about that, but we haven't gotten too started yet. I'm just chit-chatting. So let's see. Myra says she just got her order. Myra, I bet you have some fun things. Let's see who else. Connie says she loves my earrings. These are with some fun metal components and some check glass. Really fun. Thank you so much, Connie. And Santa Barbara girl says, hello, fellow Beadaholiques, like Beadaholics. Yeah, I love that. Santa Barbara girl's the best at the puns. Monique Daly says hello. So, before I start what we're doing today, just a little reminder, while you watch the show, you can do all kinds of things if you're watching at beadaholique.com/live. You can chit chat with all of us. So say hello to me and to Brian. You can chit chat with each other. This community is so wonderful. So I am hopeful that you will do some of that if you are here live. If you want to share the love, you can click on that heart icon and you can share the show if you want. So there's a little arrow on the screen. If you have a place that you can share that, a group, maybe a bead buddy group that you're working with, or maybe a bead friend, a BFF bead friend, you can send those over. Oh, thank you for the hearts, you guys. You know, I got to prompt you to give the hearts sometimes. Thank you for that. And really cool, you can shop the show. So there is a little shopping bag icon, and that shopping bag icon allows you to shop while you watch. So I don't go away. You can click on that. It's not going to change anything other than I'll get smaller on the screen and you can see everything that's in the show and you can start dropping it into your shopping bag. So that's really cool. That's really fun. And if you happen to be watching the show on replay, you can shop the show on replay as well. So if you're over there on Facebook or YouTube, we love that you watch wherever you're watching from. Unfortunately, I can't see your comments live. So if you want to chit chat with us and hang out with us, come on over to beadaholique.com/live and we can hang out. All right, let's see. Mary is here from KC. Texas Tracy says, hey, all y'all. She's in her big Texas accent. I love Texas accents, Tracy. I love accents, but the Texas accent it's so great. I love it. I can hear it in my head. So friends, today, this is what we're doing. This is still a live class, but we're going to talk about products today. And what I want to talk to you about, whether you are a new jewelry maker or a seasoned jewelry maker, today we're going to talk about useful things for your jewelry making studio, your craft room, things that are helpful to you, and things that you can get at 40% off and stock up on now so that you've got them. Some things that you'll use fairly infrequently, but because they're on sale, you can get them affordably. We'll also talk about a few ways that you can make your jewelry unique. So I've got a bunch of different things in the show today, some tools, some beads, some findings, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on those. So I'm hoping that you'll hang out with me and maybe pick up some fun things to stock up, get them while you still can, and get them at 40% off. So I'm going to flip the camera down and give you guys a view of my blank table for the moment. And I'm going to start with a tool. So I'm going to start first of all with this tool. This is called a bracelet bending tool. And it's made by Beadsmith. And it is a really interesting tool. So I had a need for something like this fairly early on in my jewelry making days. And I didn't know that this tool existed. So I've had this in my arsenal for a really long time, and I pick this up every now and again. So I don't use this every day, but boy, when I need it, I need it. So it is like a plier. So it's got some nice rounded handles with some protection on the ends, and it works like a plier, but it has these jaw ends that are two-part. So there's one that's curved this way and another that's curved the same way that will then, when they come together, make a curved component. So I've seen people use this for bracelet making. So if you have some of those long metal bracelet blanks, say that 10 times fast, bracelet blanks, you can pop them into this tool and you kind of make your way around as they start to curve, and you can create a cuff and in a bracelet shape. I'm going to show you what else you can do with this. This is not in the show today. This is from my stash of filigree. And if I wanted to make this into like a bracelet bar or a bracelet component, I can do that with this tool. So I can pop this into the tool and put it in between those nylon jaws, and I can start to press down and create a little bit of a curve. And if I want to keep curving it around, I can just pull the piece through the tool and create that curve to this filigree component. And as you can see, that flat component now has a curve to it. Now I could play with this some more and make it more curvy, but sometimes you just need a little bit to get it to curve around your wrist, and then you can start to add things on. So add your beaded bracelet, add some chain, that kind of thing. So this is a handy dandy tool to have in your arsenal, and now you can get this at 40% off and have it for when you need it, because when you need it, you need it. And you can bend filigree, but you can't often bend it with precision and consistently. So this is a perfect tool to work with. And these are nice and weighty, really good quality. So this is the kind of thing to have around when you need to create that curved thing. So that's the first thing I've got for you. The second thing I've got for you is actually beads. So I've got this fun little strand, and when you get this, it will come in a little bag, but it should be on a cotton strand. I actually took these apart to take a look at them. So this is a check pressed bead mix, and this is called Summer Harvest. Now, this has like all the colors. So we've got some blues, we've got some greens, we've got reds and oranges and yellows. And these beads all have like a fun finish to them. There's different shapes. This one's got like some ribbing on it. This one's got some really cool like specks all around it. And you get all these different shapes and sizes. So this to me is the kind of thing you grab a few of these and you put them into a jar. It's almost like bead soup. And when you just need one little bead for an accent, maybe you just need one bead for the center of a beaded bracelet, like a seed beaded bracelet, or a little dangle. You've got all these fun beads to choose from. And again, they're just fun shapes, fun colors, and all of these colors aren't necessarily summer, as it says in the title, but you might need an unusual color, and it might be found in this. There's some really fun colors. How I agree. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty mix. So we might grab a few of these here or there today just to take a look at, but that's a fun one just to grab and have available for yourself. Now this next thing is really fun. So I love rings. I don't wear them when I'm making jewelry or doing shows, but I love this ring finding. So what I love about it is this beautiful edging. So this is the kind of thing you see in very high-end jewelry. And it's the kind of thing that if I could make jewelry, if I could like metalsmith jewelry myself, I would love to be working with this kind of edging because it's so upscale, so beautiful. So I just feel like this is the kind of thing that if you're not a metalsmith, you can get a metalsmith look to your ring. So I don't have a cabochon to show you with, but if you had a cabochon, you would just put that cabochon right into this space here. You would use maybe some 2-part epoxy or some resin, and you could put that right into the setting, and you could take those prongs and press them down around the edge. You can use some pliers very carefully, maybe some coated pliers like this, and press the edges down, or you could just leave it as is. As long as your glue is holding well or your epoxy is holding well, you can set that right in. Santa Barbara Girl, it does look like gallery wrap. So folks pay a lot of money to buy this portion right here, this little decorative component. Look at that. It's so lovely. It reminds me of like Paris or something like that. very European. So this is a ring finding that actually is sizable, and you can press these little prongs over when you get the ring to your size. So you can press it in and size it, and then you can press those little guys down and it's sizable. So royalty, yes. So this is a 10 millimeter crown bezel setting. And it's so, so lovely and beautiful. Think if I actually had a cabochon here. Let's just pretend here. Let's pretend this is big. Oh, this actually fits nicely. That's a bead. So that's a flower bead. You could use a bead. You could use a bead in here. Look, that bead just fits nicely in there. So this is so fun. So, so pretty. So if you want to make your own ring, if you're a jewelry person, you can make rings. You don't have to be a metalsmith. So those bezels, those ring settings are 40% off, on sale, and lots of fun to work with. Now, who doesn't love buttons? So buttons are another great thing to play with in jewelry making. So I like a button for the purpose of buttons, but I also like buttons for closures. So this is a Tierra Cast antique copper plated pewter seashell button. So you can kind of see those seashell details here. And they are double-sided, so you can, position this however you would like. A lot of folks use these for closures. So if you've got leather, you can use this for a nice closure for your leather. Super fun. Buttons are always great for closures, and there are so many other fun things you can do with them. You can make this into a ring if you wanted. You could take some wire and put it through the 2 holes downwards and wrap it around your finger, go through the holes again, and then finish up by wrapping the wire around itself. That would be a fun ring. The bezels with epoxy to set your flower in. Yeah, absolutely, Santa Barbara girl, for sure. So if you need some buttons, this is a great time. Tierra Cast are amazing quality. So Tierra Cast always has had great buttons. So now's a time to get this one. And even though it's a seashell, it doesn't necessarily you may not always think seashell. So this is a great time to grab a button. You can do all kinds of things with buttons. And so this is a great time to get them at 40% off. Get those in your cart. So when you need a button, you've got one, right? Okay, let's talk about a jewelry making basic. So if you are a longtime jewelry maker or a brand new jewelry maker, tools are critical to the process. Now, there's always sort of this core set of tools that you're going to need to make jewelry. One tool that you've got to have is a pair of chain nose pliers. And chain nose pliers typically have kind of a pointy tip to them, so you can get into small spaces. They are flat so that you can grab things. They are smooth on the inside, so you're not going to, if you're using serrated tools, those aren't good for working with wire and such. This one is made by a brand called Wubbers. Typically, Wubbers has these beautiful green handles. They are very comfortable to work with, a nice ergonomic setup for these Wubbers. And Wubbers are a nice high-end tool. So if you are looking for a high-end chain nose plier, whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned maker and you just need, another pair in your stash, maybe you want to try out the Wubbers brand, this can be 40% off for you right now at beadaholique.com. Let's see. Santa Barbara says, most of us are lovers of Wubbers. They are awesome. Yes. So I am a big fan. I've known the Wubbers folks for a long time now. They are such sweet folks and they make very nice quality tools. So this one is one of my recommendations. I really like the stability of this tool. It feels nice and weighty and substantial. So this is in the shopping bag today. If you want to drop that into your cart and get it on its way to you, it's a cool tool. All right, this is something with all of the rage with seed beaded earrings and wire wrapping onto frames. That's been all the rage now for a couple of years. So you need some frames, you need some things to be able to either seed bead onto or wire wrap onto. And these are called Stitch Around Hammertone pendant hoops. They're in an antique brass. They are 18 millimeter and they have a loop up top and this little bead detail here, which is not a bead, but it's part of the tool. And these have that hammered look. These could literally go right onto an ear wire like this. So maybe you just like a simple hoop earring, done. But you can get in with your thread and seed beads and you can do a little brick stitch, do some fringe, or you can take some 24 gauge wire, 22 gauge wire, 26 gauge wire, and wrap on some beads. So maybe you've got some fun beads from that little harvest strand and you want to wrap them on. You can also create some wire wrapped loops and attach these beads directly to with some wire or head pins, and you've got some fun little dangly earrings. So these are the kind of thing you gotta have in your arsenal. Santa Barbara Girl says these would be cool used with an antique watch face cab. Absolutely, because they kind of look like a watch, don't they? Like an old time watch. So that's cool. So these are fun, you guys. These are absolutely, oh man, are they out of stock? Okay, sorry, you guys. So when I choose these things, they are in stock, but as you know, Beadaholique is closing, so these things are coming off the shelves quickly. Here's another thing that is useful in your studio. We're talking about useful things today. These are silver-plated pinch bails for gemstone and crystal pendants. So you may not always need a bail, but when you do, you're looking for them, you're scrambling for them. These are lovely. Now, I kind of like a bail that's got a little bit of something to it. So a plain bail doesn't get me too excited, but a bail with a little bit of a design is so great. So these are fantastic. And I just think they're really fun. So if you've not seen a little bail like this before, they have these two little prongs. And what you do is you take your pendant, your gemstone pendant or your crystal pendant that has a hole up top, and you put it into this opening here and you pinch this down. Now, these are a little hard to pinch, so you might need some chain nose pliers to come in and pinch that closed. So it's called a pinch bail because you're going to pinch this closed, and then you can attach this honestly to an ear wire, or you can take a jump ring and attach this to some jewelry wire or something like that. Hi, Debbie J. Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. So these are great. These are great to have. Drop these into your findings bin. So if you've got a little container where you organize your findings, grab some of these and have these at the ready for when you need them. And again, right now, these are 40% off. So they are a great deal to stock up on those. Now let's take a look at some earring findings. So I've been making jewelry a long time now, and I mostly work with like French hook ear wires and, kind of more more ear wires that like lend themselves to dangly earrings. And I don't know, they're just not, they're not like post style earrings, but every now and again, I have a need for to make a post earring, whether it's for a custom order or just the style of the earring is a little bit more subtle or a little more understated. So these are all findings I like to have around. So if I don't have these, sometimes I find myself scrambling to get them because I might need them for a specific design. Or guys, if you are preparing for craft fairs or some kind of pop-up sale around the holidays, you may have folks that like a post earring like this. So you take, you've got the little ball end on this piece, the post goes into the ear, and you've got this little loop at the bottom where you can attach a bead or a charm or something. So you can attach a bead just like that, make a simple drop. I'm pulling from that little bead strand we were looking at earlier. Just grab a pretty bead and make a pretty simple drop earring. So these come in different sizes, different metals. This one here is a 6mm. So this one's nice and substantial and easy to work with. Santa Barbara Girl says these posts are great for a slightly heavier earring. Yeah, that too. So sometimes you need the stability of a post to help you, so that earring has a little bit more, like a little bit more of a heavier foundation to hang. So, Santa Barbara Girl says, Deb, I can't wait to see the purple beads. I think I know what you're talking about. So these are 6mm. These gold ones are gold filled and they are 4mm. So meaning the little ball end is 4mm. So let's see how the 4 and the 6 look next to each other. So gold tone, and then I've got some 4mm in sterling silver. Actually, the 6mm are sterling silver also. So I would grab a couple of sizes of these and maybe a couple different metal tones. And these are just really helpful, useful things to have in your arsenal for jewelry making. So if you're going to be making for some folks, ready to make for folks, maybe having some options in your Etsy shop, they're great. They're great for all the different, the different design things that you might do. Let's take a look at an earring style that's very different, but these are just so cool. So I'm a big fan of things that look a little bit exotic. So these are silver plated ear wires with a bally style design. So these are a little hook, like French hook style. They've got this little triangular ball detail, and then there's a loop here to make your attachment. So this is super fun, just a little extra. So if you want to make a simple earring, but you want it to have a little extra, look how pretty that is. Take a bead, wire wrap it onto a head pin and attach it to this fun little detailed ear wire. And you get 10 pieces of these in your bag. So this is also great to have. So if you've got you want to have lots of options for your customers. If you're selling your jewelry, this is another great option. I just like these for myself because I love pairing these up with some of my vintage Afghani pendants and other things like that. This just really makes it super interesting. Santa Barbara Girl's asking, do you have the silicone backing pieces for the earrings? So I don't know if those are still available, but maybe Michelle or Brian could check for us and find out. That would go, all of those little silicone pieces can go on here. They can also go on to those post backs that we were looking at earlier. So you get 12 pieces. So that's for 6 pairs of earrings, friends. So you can have those at the ready for yourself. All right. So I bet you've seen these before. If you are Beadaholique Beadaholics, you probably know about these snowflake frames. Julie Bean is famous for making sun catchers with these frames. So these are not just about snowflakes. So every year at the holiday time, if you are on social media, you're going to see lots of people creating beautiful beaded snowflakes. And I'm going to open this package up so you can see this. You get 7 pieces. And these are great for Christmas ornaments or other decorative things that you can create for your home. So they are these wire pieces, and all you do is string on the beads and then close up the loops. And I bet you can find several videos on beadaholique.com or on the Beadaholique YouTube channel on how to work these, play with these. But they can be used all year round. So if you need a beautiful sun catcher to hang in your window, you can put lots of beautiful beads on them. Look at just the possibilities of beautiful beads for something like this. And you can create all kinds of lovely things. These are great for holiday gifts or adorning your gift packages under the tree. You can put one of the little snowflakes all adorned with maybe red or green or white or blue ornament or beads, making it look like an ornament, and someone can hang it up on their tree next year. So these are gorgeous. Let's see, Santa Barbara Girl saying, oh, weird idea incoming. What about making cording for the arms of the snowflakes and beads in the center? Santa Barbara Girl, I'm game. I'm down. Do whatever you want to do with these. You get 7 of these, so you can play around and do all kinds of fun things with a few of them, and then do the more traditional thing with the rest. So I'm thinking you could even make a pendant out of this. It'd be a big pendant, but it would be super fun. So these are a must-have for jewelry makers because you can do fun things with them that aren't necessarily jewelry. So they're made by Beadsmith. You get 7 pieces, and this is a beautiful example, but there are so many other examples out there. And check out some of Julie Bean's videos on Beadaholique's YouTube channel. There are tons of ideas. All right, let's look at another tool. This is kind of a wild and crazy tool. This is not necessarily going to help you make jewelry, but this is called a loupe, and it's spelled L-O-U-P-E. So it's got a little magnifying glass on it. And what I use this for is a couple of things. I go out and I actually love to look for jewelry that's been previously loved, that is used, and I acquire some things for myself for wearing, but also to take apart and recreate. So this is nice to take a look at branding. So sometimes you might find something and it has a mark on it, a maker's mark, or it has a stamping on it that tells you if it's 925 sterling silver or 14 karat gold. You never know. So if you're out garage sale shopping, yard sales shopping, estate sales shopping, you might need something like this. This is a really affordable tool. I like to throw this in my bag when I'm out and about. Hey, Eric, thank you for being here. So this is the kind of thing I like to carry around. It's maybe not useful in jewelry making, but sometimes you pick up some, pieces and you wonder, are they stamped sterling silver? Maybe your charm you know, you want to know if your charm is stamped. It's hard to see those stampings on small things. So sometimes I'm using this just to be able to identify the pieces and parts that I'm using for jewelry making. So get yourself a loupe for, you know, for that maybe twice a year when you need it and you've got it. Now's the time to get it because it's 40% off. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at another couple of ear wires. So I'm noticing that we still have some ear wires in stock. And I like to use some fun, different shapes when I make pretty earrings. So I like to seek out the unusual shaped ear wires. And Beadaholique still has some fun ear wires available and in stock. Of course, I should say that with a caveat. At least they were available when I picked them up for this show. So look at these fun pieces. So these up top are sterling silver, sleek and graceful circle earring hooks. They're 13 millimeter and they have that ball end like we're used to seeing on a French hook ear wire, but they have just this lovely curve to them. So this is kind of off the beaten path. I don't think most people see these on a regular basis. So if you want your earrings to be extra special, a little bit more unique, have some interesting qualities to them, this is the way you can do it, or one way you can do it. These on the bottom are ear wires. They are 21 millimeter long. They're 20 gauge thick, and they're an interesting shape. They're not quite round, and they're not quite oval. They're I don't know what the shape is called because I don't have the full description of the product, but these are gold tone and also very interesting. So your pieces are going to hang really nicely from both of these. So these are interesting, different. So if you pick up those posts and a couple of these, you've got lots of fun earring components to work with. So, drop these into your components, box that you've got, or your little jar of components, and you've got some fun ear wires to work with. I love these. I love both of those. I've used them for many designs. Now, here's some things you might want to hang from those ear wires. These, when I found these, I got so excited. These are spectacular, my friends. These are beautiful. They are 20 by 24 millimeter fan charm pendants with a gemstone, and they are from a deco collection. And they have this beautiful faceted stone in the center of this fan piece. And then these, I think they are, maybe someone can confirm, they might be stainless steel. I'm not 100% sure, but they are really lovely. So if we just let's grab those, let's grab a silver ear wire. I'm just going to give you this as an example of how to this is so easy earring. Like you could put these on your table at a craft fair, and these would be big sellers at a craft fair because people will say, oh my goodness, those are so lovely, so charming, so elegant. So you've got this beautiful component on a lovely ear wire done. That took me about, 5 seconds to make. Mary, I love these two. They are spectacular. And I think these come in a couple of different stones too. So I only put these in the show, but look for others because I think there are some other ones with different colors. I just think these are spectacular. So this is just an easy earring. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. This is an easy earring, friends. Easy earring. I bet if you put these out on your table at the church craft fair for the holidays, you will sell a bunch of them. So let me set those aside. And let's take a look at, okay, I don't know if I can get this whole thing in the shot, but this is the Beadaholique jewel loom. So this is a beading loom, and it is a product that's been available from Beadaholique for a really long time. This was invented by a good friend of mine, Juliana Avalar, also known as Jules. And it is a staple loom for making loomed jewelry pieces. Now, you can do a lot of things with this loom. You can create beaded bracelets. So you can do actual weaving on a loom with this product. And this is a large one. Let me see if I can actually get this in the whole shot. So it's probably a little more than a foot long, and it is made of a nice sturdy plastic. You will warp this with the wildfire or fire line. You can do all kinds of other things. Juliana has a lot of information on her YouTube channel on how to work with the loom, how to start with the loom. This is a great way to make something different off the beaten path from maybe your normal strung pieces or your wire working, and you can actually incorporate some of those things into a design with the jewel loom. At 40% off, I would just grab one of these, and even if you don't intend on using it right now, set it aside. Maybe make it part of your New Year's resolution to try something new, try a new tool or technique in the beginning of the year. I know Juliana is amazing. She is super inspiring. So this is a great product to get home and have at the ready. Maybe you just want to try something different, try something new. So I am a huge endorser of the jewel loom. It's an amazing product. Lots of fun to try something like that out. Okay, I got to get the sticker off the front of this. But this is a product offered by Beadsmith. And this is a basic elements memory wire and end caps set. So it is a bracelet size memory wire, and it is silver plated, and you get end caps to go with it. So you can create bracelets, and you can take these little end caps and attach them with some glue, some epoxy. There's lots of information out there. I'm sure there's got to be a tutorial on the YouTube channel for Beadaholique. So grab this set. You've got enough to make a few bracelets here, and attach your end caps. The end caps make a nice little finishing touch for these. So this is also a great thing to grab because it's 40% off, and who doesn't need memory wire? Because every now and again, you're just going to want to make a memory wire bracelet, right? So this is a great product to have in your arsenal, in your supply, in your stash, ready to go when you need it. So having those added end caps is really awesome. So let's take a look at those beads. So I need a bigger dish for these. Oops, you heard me spilling dishes. Bear with me one second. So, sorry you guys. I forgot I had larger beads to work with today. So this is a purple pressed glass bead mix. So all of the beads here are glass, and look at this lovely little collection of beads. This is great for this time of year. All of these colors are amazing, and these are nice quality pressed glass beads. So look at this beautiful flower bead. Amazing. And this actually has a hole drilled up top so you can make it into a little pendant, and you can use those pinch bails. Oh my gosh. Did I put those somewhere where I can get them? I don't see them close, but you could take one of those pinch bails and attach it up top to this bead, and you've got an instant pendant. we've got some drops, some interesting shapes. Ooh, this bead is super cool. Look at this chunky, nice, clear purple. So pretty. Ooh, and there's even some rectangular tubes. And you've got some clear glass. I mean, this is amazing. Ooh, what is this? Friends, I think that's Mickey Mouse. Is that Mickey Mouse? Tell me, is that Mickey Mouse? Am I seeing things? There is an etched Mickey Mouse on this bead. Terry says, ooh, I love a nice table cut flower. Yes, I have not seen a table cut flower like this before. This one is different. So I imagine each one of these mixes are a little bit different. Ooh, look at that shape. That is super cool. So there are some really fun things here. Terry says also, these are primo bead stash ingredients. Don't miss out on stocking up on your bead soup. Absolutely, Terry. Thank you. You are hired. Look at these fun. So this is all like this mix that we looked at earlier. This mix, these are the kinds of things you're going to grab over and over because you need just one cube or you need two of these. Like just so much fun. These are really beautiful. I had not seen these on the Beadaholique site before. And when I stumbled on these, I fell in love. That's cool. Oh, these are fun. This is a fun collection of beads. All right, let me set that aside. Here's another fun button. This is also tiara cast. And this is one of my favorite designs of theirs. So I'm really big on hearts. This is a sacred heart button. It's 18.5 by 13 millimeter. It's antique silver. And look at, it's got that nice shank on the back. You can use this for a bracelet closure with leather like we talked about with the other button. This could also be strung onto beading wire and hey, you know, take some of these beautiful beads from these mixes that we've got and just string that on. It can be a bracelet focal. Super, super cool. Look at the detail. It is divine. All of the tiara cast products are made so beautifully. So get yourself some buttons because again, like maybe you don't use them every day, but when you need a button, you just need it. So that one is good to have and it's such a pretty design. Now, I think I saw Julie Bean use these in a show a while back. These are cool. You get two pieces in the package, and they are 60 by 10 millimeter elongated rectangle pendant beadable frames. So we talked about beadable frames earlier. You can attach beads on the outside of this. You can attach beads to the inside of this. Shank was in the prison version of the Three Stooges. I missed something there, Santa Barbara girl. But maybe you can illuminate that for me. I don't know what you're saying there, but I love the Three Stooges. You can add some fringe to the bottom of these. There are so many fun things you can do with these. So we looked at the round ones earlier. These are going to make for a really unique earring. So nobody in your friend group is going to have these. So grab these and these will just be so much fun to create with. Yeah, Shemp is what I'm thinking about too, but maybe there's like a nickname he had for something. But these are so cool, you guys. These are so fun. Very cool pieces, and grab them because when you feel like exploring, you might want to grab those and create and just play with them and see what you come up with. Okay, here's another fun ear wire. And I've used these a few times now. I absolutely love these. So these are super elongated. sterling silver long loop, and they're high fashion one ball earring hooks. So they have that little ball end like a lot of the ear wires do, but they have this really long metal cascade. So this is going to go through your ear, and all of this metal is going to be visible, and then you'll have something hanging from the bottom. So you can grab from that purple mix, you can grab some of these beautiful little clear glass beads. Look at this guy. Ooh, that would be super cool. Really interesting. You could take this guy, this flower, if you're lucky enough to get a flower or a pair of them, and put those on. So these are just really interesting. So again, unique. Add a little bit of uniqueness to your designs by adding fun ear wires, adding fun things. You could even do some wire wrapping up here, friends. So, and Shemp was in the Three Stooges. I'm off. I'm off the walk today. Oh, the edit button wasn't working. I've had some problems with autocorrect lately. Here's some other fun earring components. These will make some fun and interesting earrings as well. These are 20 millimeter. They're gold plated half circle posts. So they are posts. They're going to stick into the ear like so. They come with backs. And then they have this fun little curved component. I've made several pairs of earrings with these. Now, if you have some of those little like crescent shaped acetate pieces or metal pieces that have two holes on them, you can use jump rings and connect them. You can just add beads. So if you want, you could take beads and make some fun asymmetrical earrings like this. So take one bead and another colorful bead like this. Just pretend with me, super fun, colorful, her own internal edit button. I have trouble with that sometimes too, Santa Barbara girl. So super interesting and fun, unique little touches to your jewelry. These are super affordable, and now they're 40% off. So they are, they're just a plated piece, but they are so much fun and so cool to work with. Love the hearts, you guys. Now, something that you might want to add to those, I almost fainted when I opened this bag. These are gorgeous. Look at these little gemstone charms. So we looked at those little fan pieces. These are from the same collection. These are 12 by 8 millimeter oval charm pendants with gemstones. And they come in these beautiful settings. These are like boutique style if I've ever seen them. Now, if you got 4 of them, you could put one on each of these and then grab your second set and put them on these. But these could simply go on ear wires. We had some gold ear wires. Don't ask me where I put them on this table, but look at the facets on those stones. They are lovely. I was hanging out with a friend yesterday. She was wearing gold and green jewelry, and I was loving it. So she had some vintage pieces, and gold and green together are so lovely. These are so beautiful. They're small. I mean, they're fitting on, this is my middle fingertip. They're small, but they are beautiful. 12 by 8 millimeter, but they are gorgeous. I would get these and I would create several pairs of boutique style earrings, and you could probably make a pretty penny with those. Okay, a few more things, friends, and then we'll let you get on your way with your day. I've got another fun tool for you. This is made by Eurotool, and this is an amazing tool that has both sides, both barrels on the side of the plier that will help you to create consistent loops. So they're all marked by size. And if you want to get consistent loops, you would make sure that you wrap around that that line on this tool each time to make the same size loop. And it's got the 2 different barrels, so you can do all different sizes of your loops. This is a nice weighty tool, good quality tool, and this might be very helpful if you've got to do a lot of loops. So different sizes, different shapes, very, very cool. Terry says, nice shade of jade. Hard to find a good green jade in the recent years. Amen, girl. And chrysocolla is very pretty too. I agree, Santa Barbara girl. That's one of my favorite gemstones. All right, let's take a look at a few more things. Friends, I couldn't believe that this was still available with the 40% off, and maybe it's not as of right now. German style wire. Beadaholique German style wire. This is a 24 gauge round German style wire. I love working with German style wire. I don't always work with it because I don't have as much of it in my stash. So I kind of hoard it, I guess. Like I want to save it for a special occasion. I don't know why I do that, but it's silver plated. It's got a little bit of a different vibe to it, but it's nice and smooth to work with. And it's a little, I think a little elevated. So if you want to give German style wire a try, there are lots of designers out there that heavily endorse German style wire. If this is still available, get some. 40% off, get it home and try it out. And once you try it, you might do the same thing as me, hoard some, use some, but this is amazing. I know. How is this even available? I don't know why it's still there, but hopefully after today, people will scoop it all up and then they've got it. Okay, quickly, if you got that memory wire set from earlier, I put some memory wire cutters in the show. I don't really need to say more than please promise me as a jewelry maker that you will not use your good cutters for cutting your memory wire. I mean, please don't, because it will wreck your good cutters. So don't use these. Use these. And that they are still available, or at least they were before the show. So grab these, add those to your cart. You got to have them because when you need them, you need them. Let's look at another strand of beads. These are lovely. So this is another pressed glass Summer of Love mix. So this is a little summery, but again, like a great stash builder. Terry, I think, pointed out that, you know, these are the kinds of things that you've got to have in your stash, because if you've got them, you've got lots of options for design. Terry says, how many of us have had good cutters that are not so good anymore because of memory wire? I'll raise my hand too, Terry. Yeah, so pick those up, put those in your cart. This is a beautiful strand, really lovely. This one is still on the cord, and look at all the shapes. We've got some bellflowers, got some little colorful beads, which are helpful when you want just a little something on your design. So I would grab a couple of these, maybe a couple of these, and you've got lots of bead soup available to you at all times. All right, a couple more things. These are some of my favorite components. I did a project for Beadaholique last year, I think it was, where I created this fun boutique style necklace. So these are all gemstones. They are sold out, but I used gold. They are also sold out, but these are really fun little leaf components. And you get 2 pieces in a package. They're 23 by 18 millimeter round leaf cutout connectors. And they were still available in silver. So if you're looking for things to make with a leaf design this time of year or any time of year, these are really nice. So they are double-sided, gorgeous pieces. And I used them for this necklace and just created this fun little asymmetrical connection point here. but you could also do them here. You could also do one. You could use them as a bracelet. So nice little metallic touches. Terry said, I would absolutely wrap tiny seed beads around those. What a fun component. Yes. We were looking at all those other things that you can wire wrap on or stitch on. You could definitely do that. You've got enough little space, enough little cutout spaces to work with. So these are lovely, super fun, really, really neat pieces to make, you know, that little something extra and unique in your design. I have one more thing, and it is a tool. And I have to say, this was a tool I was super skeptical about. This is the Beadaholique multipliers. Beadaholique offers 2 different versions of this tool. I believe the other one is maybe available as well. This one has a chain nose plier and a round nose plier. And they make a third version that has a cutter as well. Now, this is really cool because if you are doing lots of wire wrapping, and I like to use my chain nose to kind of tighten up all of the ends of my, my wrappings. The cutters is cool because you could actually not need a third tool or a second tool to cut. But this is a really interesting tool. And I was nervous when I first got this. I wasn't sure if I would like it. I do like this. I like it much better than I thought I would. It's a wonderful tool, but it saves some steps for you. So if you're doing a lot, Miss Santa Barbara Girl, the double bird head pliers. Yes, these do look like baby birds that have, their mom has come to bring them some worms. Super cool tool. And at 40% off, grab this, set it aside, try it out. And, wait for those times of year when you're making a lot of wire wrap loops, a lot of simple loops, and you just need to not have to do, the dropping down of multiple tools. K-House says, definitely use this in a tutorial. I will do that because I've not used these in a tutorial at beadaholique.com. So I will have to do that. That's a great suggestion. I'm going to put that on the list, K-How. All right. I'm going to flip you up, you guys. So, it's getting warm here. It's going to be 97 degrees here today, but it's okay. So friends, I hope that you found some useful things today. Here's a reminder to check out of your carts. So we've talked about it. Things are selling out. It's closing. The closing sale is on. Everything's 40% off. So if you walk away from your cart, you may not come back and find everything in it. So if you want to get things that are definitely in limited stock, I would make sure that you get checked out so you don't miss out on all the things that you want to get home to you. I hope you found some things that were useful, tools that maybe you aren't going to use all the time, but when you need them, you need them. Some fun things to make your jewelry unique. So I hope that this was helpful to you, and I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me and watching today. We appreciate you here at beadaholique.com. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Brian, for being here. Julie will be back on Thursday. She'll also be back on Monday, and I'll be back next Tuesday. And I hope you all have a really great week, and go and make some stuff and tell us about it next week when we get back together. Thank you, guys.